Okay, welcome to part 2 of what's going to be 6 parts now, because we cut a little bit early on the first one. So as I said, this is your nominees for the most... Oh, and Simon has voted me off there, unfortunately. But this is the 9 nominees for the 6 spaces. No, I'm joking. There's 9 nominees. We couldn't do 6. It became too hard. The girls have absolutely smashed it this year, and every single one of the 9 names that I'm going to give you, and I'll give you a little bit of a reasoning behind each one as well, has been nominated because the committee basically were unable to get this down to 6. So we thought, do you know what, we'll put it in the hands of the members of the club and you can decide. The first nominee is, and these are in alphabetical order, is Emily Watkins. Fair. So let me tell you a bit about Emily. So the first night that we ran in our kit was the La Linea 5k. Emily finished in 36 minutes 36. By the time race 5 in the league came around, Emily's 5k time on that day was 29 minutes 50. So basically that's an improvement of loads. And as well as that, it's not just been about the time that Emily's been doing it, she's also been increasing her distance as the season's gone on. She did the Los Barrios 14k, which I told her was on the roads, and it ended up halfway up a mountain. And she also completed the Benalmadena half just a few weeks ago, which was really excellent, considering before the race, Emily was a little bit upset. I think the word she used to me was, "Hey Liz, where's the fucking bus?" As the bus driver had drove off with her stuff. So our first candidate for the most improved female is Emily Watkins. The second nominee is Emma McDermott. Okay, so Emma is another one who she actually joined on the night of the La Linea 5k last year. Didn't know any of us. Came along, signed up, ran the race. And it's only as time went on we realised just what a good runner and a good human being Emma actually is. She's done absolutely fantastic this season. She has done Fuengirola half, Malaga half, Benalmadena half, and she's also now a full marathon runner, having completed Sevilla before stripping off and jumping into a fountain. So the second nominee is Emma McDermott. The third nominee for most improved female this season is Helen Archer. Helen's done absolutely fantastic. We recruited her / forced her into signing for the club at the Jib Half Marathon last year. She's currently in 2nd place in the league for the senior females, having completed all 6 races so far this season. I think one of our targets was to try and do a sub 60 minute 10k, which she did in race 4, 59:57, which was an amazing performance. And she also then went on to do the Malaga half, adding a second half marathon to her CV for the season. So your third nominee is Helen Archer. The fourth nominee for most improved female is Laura Gerard. Laura's another one who, in terms of times and where she started, if we take her first attempt at Round the Rock, which was 77 minutes 19, the second time she did that, it had already dropped to 71 minutes and 2, which is fantastic. At the La Linea 5k, she was 36:36, but by the time she had done her second Coral Libre, which is also 5k, she was down to 33 minutes 30, which is mildly impressive. And she has also upped the distance and gone to half marathon level, chalking off the Malaga half in 2 hours 44, when she set herself the target of 3. So your fourth nominee is Laura Gerard. Crowd are good in here. Okay, so let's get rid of that. The fifth nominee for most improved female is Louise Atkinson. So she didn't press the clap there for herself, that's fine. So the thing with Louise is she did the league last year and then again this year. And last year she finished in last position. Now nobody likes talking about last, but she was last on 3 occasions and second last on 2 more. But let me just tell you the time difference between last season and this. So for race 1 she went from 25:25 to 22:56. In race 2 it was 42 minutes 56 to 38:10. Race 3 was 58:25 to 51:21. Race 4 she didn't do it because she had fallen out with the committee, but this year she clocked 60 minutes and 31 seconds. Race 5 she went from 32 minutes to 28, race 6 from 70 to 63. I think you kind of get the picture in terms of the times that Louise has been chalking up this season. And she also did her second half marathon in Malaga, and followed that up with a third in Benalmádena. Her one previous effort at half marathon was 2 hours 57. Her new PB is just 32 minutes faster at 2 hours and 24 seconds. So your fifth nominee for most improved female of the year is Louise Atkinson. Thank you. I think she deserved that round of applause, to be fair.
What about my marathon?
Oh yeah, and she also did Seville Marathon, and then jumped in a fountain in the nip with Emma McDermott. Forget about that. Oh, taxi. Okay, so we move on. Your sixth nominee is Mairead Casey-Snell. Thank you. So Mairead is kind of the comeback queen of the club. She got involved a little bit near the start and then kind of disappeared off the radar for a while, but when she came back at the turn of the year, she came back swinging. She did the last 4 races of the league, 3, 4, 5 and 6, including Round the Rock, before heading on to Benalmádena, where she was raising funds for charity, and she absolutely tonked it up the hill to finish a half marathon with what could only be called 50% of the training that you should do. So an absolute trooper, and I just envisage bigger and better things to come from Mairead. So as your comeback queen, Mairead is your nominee for most improved female of the year. The next nominee is Paulina Rosiak. It's a bit of a long... I think that sums her up. She's worth a clap and she's worth a laugh. Paulina is something else, as I'm sure many of you in the club, the people that went on the trip, the people who drink in the ship, and anyone that's ever come across this girl will agree. However, this is about being most improved in terms of where they started and where they are now. Well, Paulina started at 0. I think her first run she struggled to do 2k, maybe 3k, and now she is the winner of the under-23s Benalmádena half marathon, which is superb. Her times in terms of pace have just got faster and faster as the season has gone on. I think she gave up the smokes, gave up the drink, and did everything that you should do if you want to improve. So your next candidate for most improved is Paulina Rosiak. Your next candidate, which is number 8 out of 6, is Rebecca Wiley. Rebecca Wiley told me she wasn't a runner, she doesn't want to run, she doesn't like running, etc, etc, etc. We managed to convince her to come along and have a go, and when we did our first race, the La Linea 5k last year, she clocked in at 36:32 for 5k. By the time race 5 came along in the league, she was under 30 minutes at 29:50, which is an amazing achievement. She actually did the flat 10k this season in 65 minutes, and then did Round the Rock, which we all know is a lot tougher, in 63. She then cracked on to the Malaga half marathon, clocking 2 hours 24, which is a superb time for a first half marathon. Unfortunately, due to the current situation, her crack at London Marathon is now delayed to October, but based on how she's been smashing it all season, we just expect her to go to London and smash that as well. So your 8th nominee for most improved female is Rebecca Wiley. And closing out the most improved female category, number 9 is Zoe Fidok. Zoe came along with an idea that she would run a marathon. I must admit, you should never judge a book by its cover, because at first look I thought no chance. However, I was very quickly proved wrong. She has been unbelievable all season. She just gets fitter and stronger with every single race that she does. That marathon got chalked off, no problem, in Malaga. She then went on to finish on the podium for Top of the Rock and Benalmádena half marathon, which just goes to show how far she has come. She went from Fuengirola half at 2 hours 32 to Benalmádena 2:28. in what was a much hotter and a much harder race. She's also had 2 cracks at Coral Libre, and she smashed her first go by 34 seconds in her second. So it's just improvement after improvement for Zoe all season. And what a nice person to boot. She is the maker of all the scrunchies for Carpe Diem merchandise, which will be coming soon for those who currently don't have one. So your final nominee for most improved female is Zoe Fido. And join us again in part 3, where we'll be discussing the most improved males on the team. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.